Alright, I am in the middle of a trial. There was a suspicious piece of cloth, and now we're gonna see what the deal with that cloth is. Okay, that was almost 2 hours of trialing. Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there? Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So, what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently, she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So, this is where we turn this trial around, right? Make this into a turnabout trial? Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. They say, you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a young'un, at least. Officer Marshall. Thought I'd come take a look-see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. That hard to slip out, huh? What is going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these past 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say. Now, don't that just be it all? Huh? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the awards ceremony that afternoon. Edgeworth's seen it too, I'd reckon. What does that mean? The photograph taken at the crime scene. She wasn't wearing a scarf. So, Miss Starr wasn't mistaken. Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? Lava. If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee. Okay. Yep, that was 30 minutes. I'd like to resume. What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled over, your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well, then I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable. It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me, knock knock? Who's there? Oh. What's with this guy? A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in. Who on earth is he? Ah, it's you. Hello? Oh, sorry I'm late, Archie. The roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, eh, Archie? How you been? Swim much these days? Oh, hello. No, I've been so busy. Busy schmizzy, Archie, my boy. You have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed. Archie seems to be his nickname for the Arch. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Aha, so you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, my son. Thanks. So sorry about our little worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly. The little worthy? Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police? Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. Name's Gant. Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. So, to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So, Miss Starr wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Skye really was wearing that muffler. But to think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. On Little Worthy's car, no less. But she was wearing it. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. Oh, what's this? It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Oh my god. He came in with all of the evidence that I poked holes in. That is like, oh, we need the evidence for this. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth, how could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now, wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document where it says, person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature, is there? Miles Edgeworth. That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel, but you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to cheer up this mess. Clean up this mess that you made. Duh. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Duh. The court accepts this new evidence, but I'd like to ask a defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open it up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and... If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at any people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it. Wow. I mean nothing to them, huh? I'm not doing this. They're doing it so slowly. SL9. Fascinating. There's a small tag on this knife. It appears to say SL92. What does that mean? Well, I've heard something similar, DL6, the DL6 of DL6 incident fame. But it's strange. Huh? What is? I'm not certain, but I get the feeling I've seen this somewhere before. Letters like this, or letters that looked a lot like this somehow. S, if you flip it upside down. 6, 7, S, 6, 7, S. And then this, too. Okay, anyways. I'll flip it open for you. Ah, don't scare me like that. I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And this dark red stain. Blood? Huh. Oh, wrapped up in the muffler. I see. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police and this knife? Sure thing. Not a problem, not even a little one, really. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Aji. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Order, order, order. Anyway, we at the department were all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department's situation. Well, Mr. Wright, 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. The chances that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. Okay. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Excuse me, special? Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, righto, but I can't say that now, not that. We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? That's quite a mystery. And, like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A muffler. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. I know it. This knife was found at the scene of the crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that go on at the department I can't explain. It's, delicate, okay? Sorry, righto. Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine that knife while we can, righto. Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting the piece of evidence that's had me stumped all this time. Yep, I already knew this. I knew this. So, how was things down at the department? Well, let me press anyway. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. Something happened at the police department too then, huh? You've got a good look in your eyes there, Righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry. So something did happen, and why wasn't I informed? Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? Huh? No matter, I understand. You were busy, what, with Lana's case and all? Oh, yeah. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? A detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess! On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department. That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Archie? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator, do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested them, in fact. Just arrested. That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Righto? I suppose I could help if you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. When I already know when the victim died. Where the victim was found, I know that, in the police department. I want to know how. Well, how was the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we in the force call a stabbing with a knife. A knife? That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. That's the spirit. We're cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same. What do you mean? There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death. It seems like I'm going to have to press this a little harder. The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, hey? 5:15? But that's when Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office. What? Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances? Coincidence. This is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Gant, please tell us more about the incident. It's not officially linked to this case, so I can't talk much about it. How can you say there's no connection? How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, Righto, you understand? Try to understand, Righto. Well, if you can prove there is a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties these two murders together. Whatever it is, I'd better find it and get to the bottom of this. Two detectives were killed at 5:15, one at the prosecutor's office and the other at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. And that knife. What was it doing there? I'd better check this knife out. Okay, that's your thank you for the hints. But I see it. I see it so well. Okay, I will give you this evidence. Yep. Okay. And I click this. Wait a second. Ah, at last. An honest-to-goodness objection. This knife. This has to do something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Aha. Honest-to-goodness, what do you mean by urgy? This is great. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL9-2. And this is important. Why? Over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7s 12-2. Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside down? The name printed on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? 221 SL9. Aha! Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing that is written on the knife's tag. Order, order. Well, Chief? Ah, well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, righto. I win? Aha. What game is this guy playing? The knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, little worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this case was stolen on the day of the murder, and it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. That was a bad day for the police department. We weren't in any shape to do it. This knife was evidence. It was stolen from the evidence room. This was a bad day. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. I'll keep pressing, okay? Now that something happened at the police... Oh, yeah. Huh. You got a good luck. Right. Why's the night? Why didn't you ask? I understand. Well, what happened? Detective was killed. What a mess. On the same day. Yep, that's a fact. I'm at a loss for words. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing, and one thing only. Where was the victim found? So tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Wait a second. I have heard of that. The evidence room. Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's the connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now, we can get Gant to testify about the details. It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. You don't say. Well, out with it, righto. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag. We also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we get the information unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What, really? Who would have guessed? I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Well, case information is tricky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. Okay. Okay, well, what division was the victim stationed in? Oh, you want to know that, do you? Do you? Aha. Criminal Affairs, Division 1. The detectives responsible for homicide cases. Homicide? That would be the same division as Detective Gumshoe. Detective Goodman, who was killed in the underground parking lot, was homicide too. It's almost like a serial killer was after homicide detectives. Except this serial killing happened simultaneously, scientifically speaking. Well, I sure hope Detective Gumshoe isn't next on the list. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15. One at the prosecutor's office, and one at the police department. And that can't be a coincidence. And that knife, what was it doing there? I'd better check this knife out. This knife was evidence it was stolen. Okay. Can I ask?
Hold it!
So this knife was stolen, yes, but on the day of the murder, it was evidence, was it? Yes. I don't think there was any connection there. Okay. I'll cooperate. Okay. If you're going to tell us everything, why not okay. You have to do everything properly. Okay, let's get the ID number. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Huh? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name, after all. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 584218 5842 Now that's interesting. Now that's fascinating. Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 82. No, I can't do it. It's 58. It's 582. Idiot. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? The ID of the victim at the police department, 5842189. This tells me something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning. It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say, the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you? Boom, 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 boom. Oh my god, I have to... What do you mean I have to point... Oh. I have to present it.
Take that!
Witness? What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just, I got confused. And this is news, huh? Just come out with both guns blazing like you always do. The police department, the prosecutor's office, 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number right here. Oh, is it yours? No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Righto. Personnel IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And this means what exactly? Huh? Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier, that started with 82. I've forgotten. You didn't even get the first number right again. The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189. Wait a second, right? What does this... You can't object, that's not a contradiction. Mean, that's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh, ho, ho, ho. Sharp as a tack, right? Oh, sharp as a tack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet, a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department, in the evidence room, at the exact same time. That's impossible. So what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time, and in a completely different location? Order! 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 Chief, what does this mean? No. What I want to know is why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Edgeworth, they sent you the file. Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight, the grave error, Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How? How dare you? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright, well, have we heard that name before? Wait, Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. You don't mean him? According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said that report had nothing to do with the Lana Skye incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth's. The victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Duh! Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. Okay, guys. Okay. He's throwing strays in his direction, jeez. In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy. But, sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy. What? Now, what was the second rule of evidence law, Well, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, well, it's, rule number 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does that mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Righto over here. Good job, Righto, my boy. Huh? I was just doing my job. No. No! He was obviously distracted because I was there. I was within his line of sight. It seems we have come to the end of this trial. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy. What with all those rumors? You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened if it's the last thing I do. You'd better get results this time. Really. You have my profound apologies, sir. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. He gets fired as a prosecutor, and then he becomes a defense attorney. Very well. Court is adjourned. To be continued. Well, what a turn of events. So, maybe this case isn't as cut and dry as it seems. But, I have to figure out what exactly it all means. Next time on Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Rise from the Ashes. See you.